Alright, so this is the VOD. This is the second part of the scrim that we just uploaded. So the last one was King's Row, and now this is the same nights. This is last Friday. This is a scrim on Hollywood, and this also features really similar problems to the last one that we had. There were a lot of situations in which we had ultimates and we used them or we didn't use them in times that were or were not necessary respectively. And we also, on second point, got stuck for 4 minutes where we should have just swapped to dive comp after like 2. And we just waste so much time just sitting there on the same comp forever. And we just need to, yeah, we're going over it. So,
Hell yeah.
Damage boost Hanzo throughout because he has more consistent damage on tanks.
I'm gonna turn the volume up so I'm not sure you can hear it.
They're running no, they're running far into the front.
Just gotta see, like, she went on my mind.
Where are you, man? What the fuck? Oh shit.
Brenner, Discord.
Okay, so again, this was mentioned last time where if we have a Hanzo, we can one-shot or whatever. I believe, hold up, we gotta do some quick maths here. Wait, yeah. Widow can one-shot a Pharah when she's discorded and then damage boosted as well. So Pharah can be easier killed by a Widowmaker than a Hanzo. So the same thing goes that when we discard a Pharah, we call discarded Pharah, which means Mercy. That was a burp right there, boys. Which means Mercy needs to damage boost the Widowmaker.
I'm walking in.
There's a top by the house, dude.
Alright, so right here we have another goof up. So Indy's full, he's full.
Oh shit.
Alright. Alright, I frontline to take damage.
Top by the house.
Alright, I bubble him.
Alright, back up.
Right back.
Yeah, okay. So what happens here is basically I bubble Indy a little early, and then he doesn't back up soon enough. So, wait, we'll get to 43.
Alright, back up.
Alright, so I called a back up. He doesn't have bubble on him anymore, and he's half HP,
Right back.
and he walks forward for just a second, and he ends up getting
Right back.
clipped.
Oh, shit. Yeah, bubble.
Really, what we should be using is we should have him walk forward and then bubble him when he gets into the area, not bubble him, walk forward, because there's just more bubble time. Because if Indy gets bubbled for an extra second, maybe this doesn't land, and then Discord also gets off of him, because bubble cleanses Discord. So really, we just want to be using bubble for the ability to keep him alive as long as possible.
No, we can't raise that.
I don't know bubble.
So at this point, we don't have a main tank,
I'm just taking this right
and they can just push in on a 5v6, so they won.
I mean,
Nan tries to go for a flank to carry right here. This is Nan, yeah, right here. So Nan tries to go on a flank to carry, which is kind of what you have to do in this situation because this fight isn't going to be won without it. So yeah, if Nan doesn't kill 3 people, then this fight is lost, and it's lost.
Jesus Christ, I'm just getting spammed.
And also, I'm not sure because I couldn't see from Various' perspective where the Pharah was on the earlier part of this, right here. I think the Pharah was like up here. Because usually Pharahs peek through here, yeah. If we get Discord and damage boost on him earlier, we can maybe take out this Pharah, and then this spam fight without a Reinhardt is a lot more winnable. So we just gotta make sure that that is the way that we gotta just Discord damage boost to try to take her down as quick as possible.
Run.
I mean,
So there's Nan's flank, Nan dies. This is over.
I'm just getting spammed.
Yeah, we just gotta know that this is over because we lost one. Indy gets back, and we basically just die.
No way.
So with this, really, we're not gonna be able to stall very long. So having Indy come back isn't really great. Forget what I have to see what the timing is here. So Indy dies at
Far flank.
I'm walking in.
There's a
Downstairs.
top by the house, dude.
Attacker.
Yeah.
Take flanks him. Alright, back up, back up.
Yeah, see how he goes past that corner there and he ends up dying.
Right, back. Oh,
So Indy dies, and it's... Okay, so Indy is dead until here. This is when Indy respawns. It's like a 5-second walk back, right? Yeah, so you can see Indy right there. He really yeah, when he sees that Nan is dead, he should see that we're down 2, and that really coming back isn't gonna work.
Jesus Christ, I'm just getting spammed.
Especially when Red Flex is down, Indy can't go back in. Otherwise, they're gonna feed. And that does happen. They get ultimates before we do on second point, I believe. And that leads to them kind of rolling us on street phase.
someone peek me.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, lol. Lol.
Okay,
What the
so the pick on the Hanzo is really nice. Right now it's a 1-0, Red Flex being the Hanzo.
Watch out for the hook shot. by the
Fucking
way.
retard. Watch out for
Right, yeah.
Watch it for the spare.
And he plays corner,
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna talk about corners again, boys. So, right here is the corner, yeah? Yeah, right here is the corner. So you can have the shield like this. Yeah. This corner, right here, if you control this spot, you have access to this flank back here. You have access to this roof up here. And then you have access to the little escape route, which Various just took to get to here. So this is a really nice corner if we can hold it. The problem with this corner is that it's pretty close to spawn, which is why Hollywood Street Phase gets rolled really, really quickly, a lot. And we need to do a little bit more research on sightlines, because I would think what a better idea is to have the Hanzo basically like up here maybe, like on this roof, and then there's another roof like back this way, where we can have the Widow set up, because I know that the Widow sightlines on this map lead like into here, so it still works. Because having 2 snipers together doesn't really give us a lot of value. It doesn't cover as much space as I would like us to be covering with our snipers. So we just want to make sure that our snipers are together. I'm not sure where they are.
Bubbles off you, bubbles off you.
Oh, shit. I'm healing.
Okay, Discord's on Ryan.
Back up, you need
I Valk. Should I Valk to initiate?
Right.
Yeah, I'm charging.
Alright,
I'm
we're
charging.
going.
Okay, so yet again we got another case of actually this Valk wasn't that bad. This is not a bad Valk. Remember I said this last time as well, where in order to heal is in a bad position, and there's a Pharah up here somewhere. There's a Pharah, and this space right here is somewhat in danger because the shield is broken. But this corner isn't really a great spot to contest, so there's a little bit of a problem with that. This corner isn't great because if they have up to this spot, they can still get up to this high ground, and they can use this high ground against us that we can't use. Really, on second point, we should be swapping to dive. This is a very awkward comp to run on Hollywood because there's not really a lot of corners, so this map kind of sucks because of that.
Yeah, I'm charging.
Alright,
I'm
we're
charging.
going. We're going. Oh shit.
Okay, so we use Valkyrie.
Fire's up top.
They're gonna grab it.
I frontline. Okay.
Sorry,
On the left side. He's
Yeah,
getting used.
we have grab.
Sorry,
We
weak,
have
sorry,
grab.
weak, sorry, weak.
they have guard.
I came in the corner back right now.
Then hit one.
Shield, my shield's
We
500.
have trans. We have trans.
Charging it. Got Hanzo.
Okay, so they grab a trans.
Nice. Runs one.
Yeah,
Nice.
got your red
I'm
flex.
gonna
I got
shatter
you.
this.
Oh my
Okay, alright. So, what I want us to do a little bit is that when we run Ryan Zarya,
One,
Yeah,
nice.
got your red flex.
okay, so at this time, wait, I gotta check one more time. So Red Flex kills him,
Nice.
he gets rezzed,
Runs one,
I
nice.
kill Ryan.
I'm gonna shatter this.
Okay, yeah, this shatter isn't bad, but what I want us to do is that when we use Earth Shatter, what I want that Earth Shatter to go towards is Zarya right clicks. And the reason for that is if we use Shatter basically to get like 3 people down, and those 3 people can take like 3 right clicks, 4 right clicks before they can get up. And that's like 20% I'll charge for free for a Zarya. So I'm not sure if I have grab yet at this point. I don't think I do.
Oh my
Shatter
god.
two.
You see I go in and try to right click, but really there's not a whole lot of value by getting Indy another hammer.
Left, serve left on flank. We could clean up maybe.
So we want to use it to get like alt charge off of it, or just to win fights, one of those 2 reasons.
No. Leave him.
Watch out for the hook shot. Here with damages.
This is a really good sight line.
Press 11 on flank.
Again, I want us to be holding this corner.
It's not really. There's no point of using it right away unless they actually.
Like fast.
Okay, so I do have grab now.
So there's no
Nice,
point.
I feel. Wow.
Nice. Push up.
Are they res?
Oh wait, they res. Never mind. They res. Back up. They res. Oh,
Okay, so he runs into those little boxes there next to the corner.
Oop, my bad.
Careful, Andy. Careful.
You by yourself?
Alright, so my question right here is where is Hero?
Back up. I'm healing you.
Okay, there he is. Okay.
Yeah, back up a little bit.
Hanzo's
Oh
flanking.
god. Yeah,
Hanzo flanking. I hit for the
Okay, so we call Hanzo's flanking.
Shit.
I think Nan goes for the Hanzo 1v1.
Yeah.
I got Zen.
Okay, so Hanzo has killed 2 people now. Hanzo has killed Redflex and Hanzo has killed Hero. So really we need to have... Nan is really the only one that can fight the Hanzo 1v1. So when Hanzo starts to flank, really the only thing that we can do is have Nan climb up and try to 1v1 him. So Nan, I just want you to do that. Basically treat it like you're a Tracer.
Oh, dude.
Okay, so Hanzo kills me as well. So by us not contesting, I'm not sure if Nan went after the Hanzo at all, because I can't see his point of view, but by Nan not contesting this Hanzo, he ends up getting a flank, and because of that flank, he kills 3 people, We get into interesting situation with Various.
What is that?
It's
I got three.
So Various kills 3 people, but this fight is not won. We have no one alive, right? We have just this Hanzo for them, and then they have Farah. Got kicked out of full screen. So they have a Farah still. They have a Hanzo still, and they still have a Mercy. And a Zen too. Oh wait, no, wait. No, they don't have a Farah, but they still have Zen and Mercy. Remember how I talked last time about alt tracking? (16:14) we use Transcendence to block a grab, so... A minute and 20 seconds later, we use another Transcendence to stay alive on cart. This is a horrible Transcendence, right? This is an absolutely terrible Transcendence. Various knows this, right? He knows this is a bad Transcendence. He's thinking to himself, why did I do this? But this Transcendence is actually worse. This Transcendence is worse than just wasting the Transcendence, because Hanzo just went around and killed 3 people, yeah? And because he did that, he is a dragon. And the Zarya has Graviton Surge. So they have their free win fight, and we have nothing to counter it now. So not only did we waste Transcendence here, which they're going to win this fight, yeah? They're going to win this fight. But they also are going to win the next fight because they have Grab Dragon, because we use this Transcendence. So what I want is for Various to do this, right? I want Various to see...
There's no freaking kill.
Alright, so this is what I want Various to do. He looks, right? He sees, oh, 99 alt charge. That's pretty cool. Then he goes like this, he goes, alright. Alright. He thinks to himself, alright, well, okay, hold up. I'm gonna get my writing tool to be a little bit smaller so it looks less like a reet. Alright, so think to himself, well, fucking hell, dude. Okay. He thinks to himself, what should I trans? Okay. So we can see a lot of heroes here, right? We can see a lot of heroes here. Farah doesn't have Barrage, so we're not going to transcend that, yeah? Hanzo, okay, Hanzo, and Zarya. Zarya hasn't used her ult in a while. Remember ult tracking, okay? If Zarya hasn't used her ult in a while, we should probably hold on to Transcendence. Okay, so let's not just see it. See, oh shit, I got Transcendence in a minute and 20 seconds. I'm so good, and then just pop it, right? We don't want to do that. What we want is for us to think, okay, they have this, this, and this. What can we do to play around that?
Nice, Various.
So we already lost Hollywood Streets by now. We have pretty much already lost Hollywood Streets. Wait, hold up. Alright. So, we are sitting on 4 ultimates right now. These 2 right here, this one and this one, are a guaranteed team win, right? So what we need to be doing now is we need to be recognizing that they have this ultimate for sure and this ultimate for sure, right? This is a little check mark. So when we recognize that, we can react to that by saying, okay, we need to stall as long as we can for Various to get Transcendence back because he just wasted it. So we are going to have to use Grab Dragon to win a fight on Streets phase before they do, because if they do it first, then we lose Streets phase for absolutely nothing.
Okay, you got
Holy shit.
Andy, I think we're live. I'm sorry.
We got there's hope there.
Alright, we walk in and only me and Nan press Q. Got that? You got it?
Alright, so I probably don't even think to myself that they have Grab right now. But I just called to go in and press Q, which we do.
Right click, yeah. Alright.
Yeah, okay, so we win that fight. So luckily we have Grab Dragon,
Yeah, clean up here. We can walk up and clean.
but they also are going to have Grab for the next fight. So they're going to win the next team fight because Various is only 31 to Transcendence.
I Valk a lot very soon.
I got back in.
If we're walking towards them, the far
On the flanking, high ground.
Okay, so Nan climbs up to do it to the 1v1.
You gotta watch him, you're the one that can
I wanna slow.
Yeah, so Nan drops again. Nan, you need to be contesting this. You need to keep contesting this. I know headshotting a Hanzo is impossible and it's just kind of a joke 1v1. You need to be going for the Hanzo 1v1 as often as you can and be winning those.
Alright. Either
Because
one.
that flank will kill Various, which
She might be
will
flanking.
basically guarantee that we lose this fight.
I'm dead.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
dead. I'm dead.
Is it Reservoir?
He's main.
Shatter.
Oh.
Hans is gonna go high ground. Hans like the high ground.
On the top.
And the reason that they haven't used Grav yet is beyond me.
Top.
I'm contesting.
Widow's on me. Widow's on me. Oh shit.
I'm not sure how those orbs miss, but yeah, there's their Grav Dragon.
Oh no.
And Various is only 80 to Transcendence for it, so we don't have our free team fight win.
I can't out-trans that anyway.
We can recontest.
So the ultimates that we have to recontest are
Out-trans that.
Shatter, Widow, and Valk. So really, in this situation, what I want Red Flex to do is that when he sees that, especially on these points where it's basically these 2 CP points on defense, I want Red Flex switching off the Widowmaker and going on to the Tracer. Just because it's much more effective, and chances are he's going to get caught out and killed if he plays the Widowmaker.
We got Widow.
My widow's down.
Think she's
I'm
gonna
high on flicker.
Yeah,
I'm high on
Widow
flicker.
res.
Yeah, and he sees
Yeah, but we can resend.
No, Hans spotted me.
Are we contesting? We're contesting.
he's dead. Okay, so we need to call that Ryan's right here.
Hans right here. I'm dead. I'm dead.
Yeah, okay, we do. Good job, Indy.
Hans is tag. You easy kill him. You see?
Okay, and we don't really pay attention to this very well. It's kind of a hindsight 2020 thing, but we want to make sure that we're contesting, or we gotta start thinking about contesting when it hits that little 5 meters thing.
I shattered. Oh no, they got
Alright, yeah, so our amazing reaction time here.
tag. Hans is tag. You easy kill him. You see?
Alright, so cap it, 1001, 1000, okay. So we use Transcendence, we use Earth Shatter on a point that's already lost. This is another bad use of Transcendence, and Earth Shatter is wasted as well. Earth Shatter is less of a big deal to waste, but, not having a Transcendence again, let's look at our timing. Let's look at our timing again. So, not having Transcendence, so 9:15 is where we use it.
I got back in.
If we're walking towards them, the far
On the flanking.
you're the one that can
When they Valk, when they push.
I'm dead.
The Widow's on me. Oh shit.
Okay, so they use at 45. So now they have 30 seconds they have now to get grab, and there's no team fight. So they don't have grab yet. But 30 seconds, we're going to say that the Zarya, you can see her right-clicking into the grab. We're going to say that Zarya is like 25 to ult, probably at this point. She's probably not very far. But after this fight, if we watch how much damage the Zarya does, notice how Zarya is throwing damage into Indy. The Zarya is probably like 30% to ult charge here.
Or just die if you want down point.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah, so Zarya is much further now to alt than we are going into this. So, we're going to talk about corners another time, brothers. So, last point of Hollywood, we're going to draw it well this time. Like this, like this, like this, and then this is the end, right? There's a flank here, like almost all third point hybrid. There's a little flank here. And then there's some high ground up here, but really this is a pretty basic point on where you can contest. Contesting here isn't really viable because their spawn is just right out here. S is for spawn, okay? This corner right here is very awkward to try to contest. Plus when you contest right here, you're not giving any angles for a Widow or a Hanzo to really do anything. And the only flank that this really opens up is this one right here, this spot here. And even this spot here, they can use it too to get in our backline. So this corner right here is not viable. This is not a viable corner. But, draw it one more. I gotta think to myself how to draw this. Hold up. Hold up. So, like this, this. But this corner right here, this one right here, if we hold this corner, we have sightlines from spawn. So our supports can basically sit all the way back here if they want to. Our support, S is for support. They can sit all the way back here. And they're completely safe. Also, we can have this little access to this little flank thing here that we can use. They can use it as well, but our supports can play far back enough if they want to keep it safe. And we can also use this as a Zen sightline to try to build a Transcendence up really quickly. Other than this corner, there's really nowhere that we can go where we can actually win this fight. Or at least hold them whatsoever. Once it rounds that corner, we're in 2 CP stall mode. So notice how Redflex takes this Widow angle, right? Because he knows that there's a really good line of sight here. You can see all the way into here. That's what he's looking at. But they beat us to this corner. They beat us to the corner. One more drawing. They beat us to this corner. So they're already there. And you can tell that they're pushing up to create space. They only have one on cart. No, I want Varus to press tab. Alright, I want Varus to press tab. Please press tab. Please. So the payload has rounded the corner. And we are basically giving them space all the way up to here. We're giving them all this space for absolutely free. The only other spot where you can kind of hold are these doors, but even then, that's not very good. We're giving them all this space,
You killed 4 though.
and by not pushing in and trying to take that corner, okay, now we're starting to do it. We're starting to do it. And now we do it. Now we do it.
I'm Valking, go.
Okay, so we managed to get it. But please press tab. Please press tab. I know for a matter of fact that we have at least 3 ultimates here.
They didn't they just use grab?
So again, they have their free team when we don't have any ults. We don't have Transcendence. That wasted Transcendence earlier could have helped us out a little bit here.
Can anyone contest?
Okay, wait. Oh, we did it for a second there. We did it for a second. Press tab more so we can see what we have to work with, please. Fucking hell, dude. Okay, one more time. I'm gonna turn this shit to like 0 speed. Indy, by the way. Indy when he gets baked. You listen to Hero. There it is, boys. There it is. So, yeah. So we have we had Valk, and we have these two. We need to be using at least Valk and Shatter to try to get this corner before they can use that combo. If we have Transcendence there, if we don't waste it on that retake attempt, we can definitely turn this and hold this for at least another minute. So Redflex blinks into a corner and says, "Oops." It wouldn't have mattered. We wouldn't have been able to get in time. But basically, we end this game off with 4 ultimates. So, yet again, we have bad ult management. They have good ult management.
Yeah.
Fucking
That's so true.
Alright, so Varius starts playing...
The voice lined up with the music.
Varius is listening to Jane, by the way. He doesn't watch it. He just wants to listen to him talk.
Just because I make a joke on 7 is a fucking meme, is don't you? Yeah,
Oh my niche.
Alright, so first point Hollywood.
meme, is don't you?
We basically run a comp that's meant to counter the comp that they end up running unintentionally.
There's a lot of average things going on in this clip.
Alright, we go main, boy. We go main.
Alright.
Han's like for me, Zach.
Are you sure you're 18?
Wanna check?
They're right, they're right.
Junkrat, give me my 100 charge.
Okay.
Whoa, they're
Alright.
okay. They're that comp. They're that comp. Okay.
Oh,
We're going. You wanna go?
Alright, so that comp, let's see if Varius looks at it. Alright, so that comp rate, can I get like a better resolution on this? Turn the speed down again.
Oh god, oh god.
Alright, so the comp that they're running basically is the Orisa, Diva, Zen, Mercy, and then it's meant to be a Widowmaker and a Junkrat, and the whole point of it is that it's meant to make it so you have to deal with having an uncontested sniper in the middle of their team, and they also have the Junkrat spam down main, so it's a really kind of annoying comp to get through, but you just have to get through it. And the reason for that is that when you look at the composition, right, the only thing that they have that can contest point and get up to the high ground right here is a Diva. So, if the Diva goes down, if we can manage to get in here to the point, and the Diva drops, we can focus the Diva. Now, the way to counter this and what I want us doing in future games is always open with our off tank as a Diva, and we have our Diva fly out, look and see what they're playing. Because if they have a Diva, what we want is we want to have a Roadhog. So if the Diva goes down to point, we can punish the Diva, we can hook her, discord her, and burst her down. And if they lose the Diva, they basically lose the fight. I'll turn to regular speed. Okay, so we kind of have to take a somewhat direct approach. Because no matter where they are, they have sightlines. They have sightlines here, they have sightlines back here, they have sightlines back here, they can even shoot this high ground up here. So there's sightlines no matter where you go. Red flex drops. Really, the only DPS that you can really even try to run against this is like a Pharah, but even then, if it's a Widowmaker, they run a Hanzo because I don't think they have an actual Widowmaker player. I mentioned that in this clip. Really, all you're going to be doing is Widow shooting on point. I wonder if Tracer would work. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I'll bubble it. Or something.
Okay, now we use it. Now we use it.
We can walk to point against this. We can walk to point.
Yeah.
Alright. So what we do is we kind of awkwardly take this. What I want us to do is that when we walk towards point, I want us to get to a spot where if the Diva drops, we can like snag her because we're gonna be running Roadhog against this because it counters the Diva. Where we want to be able to get the Diva so she won't be close to the rest of our team. So we don't want to be super close to this spot. But also we don't want to be far away from it where we still have sightlines. So somewhere in the middle.
Stay behind shield, stay behind shield. We can't get picked by the...
This is a wasted bubble again. So basically what the Reinhardt's trying to do here, India's trying to push onto point and get set up on point. Because again, this comp is very, very weak once we get set up on point. They are basically relying on being on high ground and then having the one Diva contest. That's the only thing that they have to contest. So we use Bubble. Bubble goes down.
Here, behind you.
Holy shit.
He's down.
Gross.
Alright, wait for it.
Diva's
Focus
one
the Diva,
point.
focus the Diva.
Come on, man.
Okay, where did the Diva go? Because when we see that they're running this composition, we just need to instantly know that we have to focus the Diva. We focus the Diva, we focus the Diva, we focus the Diva.
Diva's
Focus
one
the Diva,
point.
focus the Diva.
Diva 1 point, Diva 1 point. Oh, she must back into that room.
Ursa's low.
Resin 12, I don't have it.
Yeah, they mess this up. They kill Nan, but Nan kills Junkrat. And if Varys wins this 1v1, we win. So yeah.
You're insane, actually.
Zen up top.
Center point, Discord. Zen's Discord.
Got him, I got him, I got him.
All right. So.
The comp that they're running is the Overwatch.
Oh, also we also want to discord the D.Va when she drops to point. So try to get sightlines so you can discord the D.Va. Because if you Roadhog hook and then everyone shoots her when she's discarded, there's no way she survives.
It only works for Widow, but they don't have anyone that can play Widow. That's why they're playing Hanzo. So on Widow maps, they're not going to be good.
That's an intellectual call out right there, boys. Alright, so what I want you to do now, because this is the saddest hour of this map, let's look up here. So, 5 minutes and 13 seconds. Alright, just keep that number in mind, alright? We're going to draw it. We're actually going to draw it. We're going to draw it right up here. 5 minutes and 13 seconds. On almost all Streets Phase maps, we have ultimates going into this.
I know, but still.
On almost all Streets Phase maps, what we want to do is we want to throw away our death ball, ultimates, just throw them all away, and basically reset and go dive. What the whole point of that is that if they sit on this high ground, now if they run another basic Ryan Zarya comp, we can stick with this Ryan Zarya comp because Ryan Zarya is good against Ryan Zarya, right? But when they switch to this dive comp to sit on the high ground, we basically just need to throw out ultimates.
I'm locked. They're on, Rain dead. Oh, that's good point.
Go, drunk.
I'm cut off.
Good transcendence. Good transcendence. The first one of the game, boys.
I'm going Rider. He's going.
I have it.
I'm 90.
Make sure you wait, did you do it?
Good point.
Go, drunk.
I'm cut off.
Alright, I want you discording someone, probably a tank, before you transcendence, please.
We're going for Rider.
You do it sometimes, but not always. I want you always doing that.
No, fuck. No.
And then whoever's the furthest away, you can put a Harmony on, but it's kind of a not necessary thing.
Is it winnable? I'll pop Val.
Just deal with it.
Oh shit, Val to die. Alright.
Alright, so we make a pretty huge mistake in our positioning here. And our mistake is that we have our tanks up here. We have our tanks all the way down here on cart. Or at least near cart, they're not on it right now. We have a support here, we have a support here. A DPS died like back here somewhere. And I'm not sure where Nan is. I think Nan's in the back.
Can we focus?
Okay, I gotta keep the 513 out. So we're gonna use Eraser.
D.Va again?
Back. Dragon everything.
And the problem with that is that since they're running dive, if we just stay together, lol, then it's a lot harder for them to focus and kill our backline.
Keep me up. I got you, friend.
I get Discord focused a lot in this, by the way.
Okay.
I see him only. I see what they're holding.
For the combo, alright?
Yeah, but they're all playing off high ground, so it's gonna be a little different.
They're not down middle here. You guys are just down middle here.
Notice how Winston doesn't use any movement abilities to drop off the high ground.
Monkey weak.
Oh shit, that was a nice shot.
Is low, very
Andy,
low.
Andy, keep chill up.
I can.
I need kills right
It's
now.
fine, it's fine.
Where are you? Maybe
Drop
you're
your
on
side.
I got him.
Awareness needs to be up a little bit. Can you look right at Nan for a second?
Keep chill up.
I can.
I need kills. Kills right now.
Yeah, you turn past him. He's right. He's right here.